Good evening to everybody. Good evening. This new Tic-tac-toe. Um I'm proud to share with you also tonight this live in Zoom. You know the our philosophy of this Tic-tac-toe is ideas are like happiness. They multiply if divided. Means tonight also we can share a good idea together. And let me introduce myself. I'm your host tonight. My name is Luigino Bottega. I'm the author of Io How to Win the Game of Life. Um, yes, tonight we use some part of the book to go more deep on the topic connected with interesting the life plan. After we can see more in deep. Yes, we are here. We share together this moment in online in this Zoom because we are hero of our life, and yes, and through this journey of our life, we share also in Tic-tac-toe our ideas how to be better, how to um, find our meaning. Yes, it's a incredible journey. And in the previous, let's say, episode, we spoke together about success, leadership, how define our goal. Means that all these topics are yes amazing and very deep, and of course is the way how to move the energy, because only moving the energy we can create something new, very interesting. And let me tell you a story about moving the energy. This morning, my plan was to send my book at one inspiring leader. He's one Hungarian scientist, and he received, I think, two or three nominations for the Nobel Prize. One amazing also musician, and yes, the name is Irving Laszlo. And my plan was to write really a very good motivational letter to insert this letter on the book inside the book, and I to be inspired I searched online um, some speech, some lecture from his side, and really it is exactly is in the same frequency that the same topic that we share together here. He talk about energy, how we are all connected, how how is very important to share love, to be in equilibrium, to be connected with the nature. Really, is a speech giving more motivation to continue our meeting together here in the Tic-tac-toe, because yes, moving energy we can create. We are energy, we are information, and moving energy we can create a future, a new future, and of course, if the energy is positive, a positive future. Means really, I'm also tonight. I'm very excited to share with you this moment because this sharing is really useful for ourselves and for the others. Yes, and is the way how we can grow, is the way how we can serve the other, and the way how we can make impact in our life. The topic of tonight, the life plan, was chosen together with the friends that are inside on the Facebook group, the Argonauts. that is the group of the people that own the book, You Ought to Win the Game of Life. And if you have the book, you are not yet inside the group, please send me the request, because also this group, through this group, we can share idea, and of course, decide the topic for the future Tic-tac-toe and other project that I want. I tell you after in the future. I want to bring more and more energy to move more energy all together. Okay, the topic of tonight, the life plan. Let me now to open the presentation that I organized some information to make the short introduction, and after, of course, we join together to spread our thoughts. Okay, let's say that the idea of the life plan is based in three main pillars. Of course, first, we need to know what we want, because if we don't know what we want, how we can canalize the energy in this direction, how we can develop, write down the plan, how we can define the plan if we don't know what we want, in which direction we want to put our life energy. And of course, we need to, through the plan, to know how we're going to get this result, is how we want to catch, following the vision, catch our goal, that we spoke also in the previous Tic-tac-toe. And, and the life plan is help us in this direction. And of course, it's not a no to write a plan, but we need to put strength to go for it. Every day we need to put effort. We need to make little steps in the direction of reaching this goal, and we need to write down the little steps. Means starting from the first point, of course, can help. Vision board can help, to be inspired with others. Can help, of course, write down, be concentrate and think what really we want to do, and write down our desire. This way, to transform ideas in physical element, that is a paper with image, with drawing, with our letters. What we need to write down this, because otherwise, if everything remain only on the level of the thought, for sure. You don't have some guide in the right direction. Means that yes, can have a vision board, can help a discussion, but you need to write down, you need to visualize, and yes, know what we want is we need to train ourselves to be more aware. This is why I suggest that we need to invest in the self-improvement. We need to invest to know who we are and what we want. We need to know our purpose. We need to know exactly in which direction we want to let our life to be useful. Of course, and knowing our talents, our passion, our tools to go in this direction. And now I show you one slide that is inside the book. Looks like complicated, but really now I explained you at the end all these strange drawing or graph can be a revelation, maybe, who knows. Means that now you are here in this position. You are here in this playing this in the three domain of life. These are the physical needs, your domain, you play on the domain of relation, you with the external world, and you are here to play with your mind, your thought, how to generate your thought and your soul. This is you today, now, in the now. And you want, of course, to through your vision, you want and your goal that you want to become another person, transform yourself in another one, no? Another that in time, maybe in 5 years, let's say, and you want to be another person, no? In another person in the physical needs, in the relation, in the mind, in the connection with the soul. You want to transform yourself. Means that you need a journey. You can see this is the arrow, this journey from you now and you in the future. Means here there is your vision, your goal, and exactly for this journey you need a plan. You need to write down your plan, your life plan, and of course every day you need to give meaning to your life, meaning to your journey. No, there is a this journey is made by little intermediate goals, no, little goal that are more close, little goals. You divide the big goal in several, no, by months or by weeks, and this intermediate goal. And in the journey, you need to give meaning every day in your action. Yes, because the formula of meaning of life you can see here and you can find in the book is, of course, you need to have the vision. Okay, the direction, give out the direction, our polar star. But of course, you need to take action with your talent and your passion, and you need to believe, really believe in yourself. And through this, you can give every day, you provide the meaning, all your now of your life, of your day. And to reach the intermediate goal, of course, you start to feel good because you see that you are day by day in the direction of achieve, your mind goal and your vision, something more big than you. And through this, of course, the basic, the basement need to be our values, our ways, the important values that we can receive also through the inspiration for the leaders, for example. Values like resilience, empathy, patience, sacrifice, kindness. We these values give us the basement. No, we feel safe, in the taking our action. And of course, here is the cycle of awareness. Means that you through the inspiration with the leader, you start to take action, positive action to the others, and when you see the result, you increase your self-esteem, and through your when you increase your self-esteem, of course, you trust more in yourself and you like more yourself. And through this, you continue in this way. You like to learn, do more action, generate positivity in the world. Means that, of course, to do this journey, you need to have a plan. You need to write down, the concrete plan. Of course, you can see here maybe during your journey you are not in you are not exactly in the path. Maybe you need to put more effort, or during your journey you can also adapt your plan because you transform yourself. You through the action there is new doors that open new opportunities and you can adapt your plan. And now with the next slide, I can show you one example how to write one plan. This is only the introduction because you know that after I want, of course, to hear from you your opinion and your experience in this. Of course, first of all, you need to evaluate your past because it's important that to use the past like a source of information, um, because of course failures can teach us a lot, and exactly in this way you can put it on paper. You can write down on paper uh, two columns, one where you write your success, and another column where you write down your failures. Means that on the part of the success you put, you write down, I was able to do this and that and this, and why I was able to do this. Maybe I received help from somebody. Maybe I was able to put myself more out of the comfort zone, and I catch the result, and this was our success, no? And in the other part, you can write down your failures, the list, what I was not able to achieve. One, two, three, and why, like it happened. It's normal, it's part of the process, the failures. But also you can write down what you can do for making the adjustment. I failed because of this. Oh, I can maybe put more hours on this in this action, in this project. And the other one, oh, maybe it was a wrong friend, or maybe it was the situation. You start to analyze the past. What was the reason why of the failures of the past? And all of these, the analysis that is important to make a snapshot of the past, all this can help us, to define the new project, for the future, you know, start to contemplate the future. No, we have the visual board, what we want to do, we are the new goal, and we need to put together the new goal, that we want to achieve in time, uh, with the previous goal that I was not able to achieve. With adjustment means that I put together all the new plus the old with the adjustment that to make to put together this energy to make better, to realize the better future. All the list, point three, you write down all the list, the new goal, and the old goal together, and of course you can put, let's say, a number. You can ranking. You put a number for example, 1 to 10. You can put the ranking of all these goals, because in this way, when you prioritize, you give this ranking, you can organize over time, and put, you know which kind of goal is important to make, before, and which goal after, and you make your priority list, and all goal 1, 2, 3, okay, that you want to um, make the distribution in time. Sometimes it's better to, of course, to put more effort first, to some that are more complicated. There is a good book of Brian Tracy, for example, Eat the Frog, that teach us that we need probably don't procrastinate the more complicated, task after the goal, but maybe for sure we need to uh, be first the more complicated, because of course the other after can become more easy to reach. And with all these goals, we can create this kind of cards that for each goal we need to detail, for each goal, which kind of situation in the four domain of our existence, means physical needs, relation, mind, and spirit. For each goal, which kind of asset I can use, which kind of, for example, talent and energy of passion which I can put, okay, and resource, physical resource that I can put to achieve this goal. And in the third column, which kind of action I need to do to achieve this goal in the different domain of life. Means that I write down, for example, the physical needs. I need this kind of action that come from right, to make some mindstorming, thinking creative way. You can write down different solution in creative way, and after analyzing which one from your instinct is more effective, you have all your cards about all your goals. For each goal, you have you have the description of asset, resource, and action, and all together this card help you uh, to. And when you put this card in time, because are the card of your goal, to guide you to take immediately action in the direction to achieve your project of life. But of course, it's not always so easy. We spoke at the beginning that of course you need to strength to go for it. We need to have daily energy, and we have obstacle. And the first obstacle that is in front of us is ourselves, because our mind, our mind are divided in two parts: the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And of course, all our autopilots, bad habits, or our concept of the past and the thoughts that we don't know that but are there that influence our conscious mind can stop us, make a sabotage of us, and we need, of course, to be aware about what's happening from in our subconscious, that this monkey mind that try to stop us, in the to don't take action, or maybe you start to do something in the direction of your life plan, but maybe all the habits stop you, or some situation, maybe, or some failure on the way, give you back some kind of some stop that you maybe you change the idea, or you don't realize uh, the plan. This is some. These are some ideas that through we can talk now together. It is only one little introduction that I hope can be useful for us. You saw that I put there a good hands, because of course through your hands you can raise your hands with the platform in Zoom, and I transform you in um, speaker, from panelist, from attendee to panelist, and we can share together good experience. Maybe also you already have some in your life, made some experience in creating your plan of life, or maybe you like another kind of approach. Maybe they are more approach of the moment, follow the moment, and maybe the best plan is not one plan. There is no plan. Who knows? Okay, and really, I like to share with you some thoughts, and, and raise your hands, and let's enjoy a good conversation. Who are the first that want to move the energy for to be useful, and to inspire the other? Waiting you. As I can see that there is a good friends, some friend that all is that recurrent friends that like this moment together. Okay, Alessandro, you are mythicus in Hungarian. You are very, very a myth. Myth. Allora, now I bring you inside. Cool. Okay. Ciao Alessandro. Also,
Ciao a tutti.
yes,
Here I
amazing.
am. Here I am. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
It's cool. I'm super happy to see you. Also, because really this tic-tac-toe for me, I tell you, I like to share, but of course, the result is also I like because I make a new good friends, and you are one example of
Thank you.
amazing good friends that uh, yes, we can share together good moments. What
Likewise,
do
I
you
really
think?
appreciate it. It's
What
always grand to meet new people and to create a bond of good energies. So it's great. It's great.
what do you think about the life plan? What do you think? Is something simple? We need to
Well,
create one? Is useful or complicated? What do you think? What is your thought about this?
my thought about this is quite simple. I mean, a life plan is a good plan because you create for yourself direction where you want to go.
Hmm.
As to saying, all right, I want to achieve this or I want to achieve that goal. However, many times over, we stumble on our obstacles of getting to our plan. For example,
Hmm.
we want to have a successful business, but we don't know what type of business it is, but we want to have a successful business. And then we always try to brainstorm. And as you said, with the subconscious and the conscious part, with the monkey game and everything else, actually, the greatest plan, in my opinion, one can have is to figure out what makes one happy
Hmm.
and to merge that form of happiness into their own way of business, because so far we've experienced it many times over with many people stating that work is work, you have to do work, it's mandatory, and you have to achieve your goals, and that gives such a negative stress for it that it's also demotivating you
Hmm.
on the
So,
journey. Like last time round, in the last webinar, you said it's not enough to arrive up to the the mountain. You have to go. You have to enjoy every single moment of it. Now, if every single moment is under pressure, how can you develop the plan? How can you develop such a plan that is good for you, that you feel content, that you feel
hmm.
satisfied with it? So, generally speaking, we have that issue happening there. And then we have the other issue for me to create the plan and to move right with the plan forward. It usually was difficult because of the external pressure, of arriving there on time, of achieving the goals right away. Because when are we there? And you lose track of enjoying the moment to the fullest. So, in my opinion, yes, it is important to have a a plan of life, a plan of arriving there and arriving to our goals. It is really important. However, we must not stay there and plan nonstop. So, in my opinion, we shouldn't fall into the error of just sitting behind our desk, creating a bulletproof plan and not executing it. Just like you said, you need to have action. So where you put the focus, you put 100% focus on the plan, you put 90% on the plan, you put 50% on the plan, and then the difference of the time, what you do. You enjoy the moment of life? Do you enjoy moving forward? Or how do you distribute the energies, as you said?
Hmm.
So it is important to create that form of equilibrium. For some
Hmm.
people, it's best if they are 90% behind the desk and 10% doing effective goal creation. For others, it's more effective of having a 10% plan deduction and 90% just being out there, of going with the flow, as one says. So it's really relative. But for me, planning is always great. Executing the plan is another factor, because what external excuses do we use for executing a plan? In many cases, people say money is the biggest obstacle of achieving a plan. All right, but then why don't we refocus on saying, okay, let's do those tasks which you don't need money.
Hmm.
You can facilitate yourself. And that's from creativity to creating a form of image or plan or anything else which goes with it. So, generally speaking, it's all about how one really conducts their time instead of focusing on the obstacles and the excuses, but more on finding the solutions.
Cool. But let me know. You told that we have this external pressure, no?
Yes.
But the pressure is this external or internal?
It's both. It goes hand in hand. External pressure, what I would presume, can be external pressure of friends, can be external pressure from family, which then channels down into our own pressure of kicking ourselves in the behind of, okay, we have to do harder, we have to strive harder, we have to strive harder. And those elements can be motivating, but they can be also degrading at the same time. It all depends on how much we take of it. For example, if we want to talk about the game of life or business or marriage or anything else, depending on what topics we want to look at. But for example, if we look at business, why wasn't that contract concluded right now? Why is time passing? Look at the others, they're able to do the contract within time, you're not. And then you try to benchmark yourself. Or if it's about marriage and you look around, success in life, okay, have a family. Why are you not married? The neighbors have children. You got that type of pressure. And then inside you're kicking yourself that, am I not good enough or whatnot? And it's very important to exclude that pressure, to really disconnect.
But how to, in which way?
Different manners. One is that acknowledging that this is your life. You're the one playing the game. You're the one who's living the game and setting our own pace of how we achieve those goals. Of not falling into the trap that we're living, for example, our parents' lives, that we are benchmarking ourselves to our friends' expectations or to our partner's expectations, but to our own expectations. And of course, we have to also, and there's a third element of our comfort zone, is to really step out of that comfort zone and saying that if we're in our comfort zone right now, that we enjoy being massacred by our friends or by our relatives and having this type of a guilt trip. And by this, it was a motivating factor. Then just step out of that comfort zone, say no, finish, and try to remotivate yourself in a different approach so that it's not stress or negativity, but more of a positive. Because then if it's just a negative, you will not enjoy the journey of it. You will create a plan, but you will not execute it because you'll be always saying, okay, fine, I'll do it. But if it's not good, I'll get hassled again, or I'll get degraded or criticized, and so on and so forth.
Do you agree with this little example that I made before, that in any case, for any kind of goal, okay, it means that the plan involve all the four, let's say, domain of life, means physical needs, relation, mind, and soul. Because looks like that, okay, to achieve, for example, some practical result, okay, maybe in the work or something in the business, it looks like that the soul is not involved. But do you think also, do you think that also all the four domains are involved for all the, for any kind of goal, that all the four domains are involved? What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. You need those. I mean, let me rephrase. If your self-awareness is at a higher level, then you need all the four elements. If your self-awareness is not at the higher level, then you don't need the four elements at all. Because then one of the four elements will be dominating over them all. If you have the self-awareness,
balance is needed. Exactly. The balance of all. Yeah.
Exactly, because if you're going through the journey of self-awareness, and in any case, success is a part of self-awareness of how we are able to see ourselves, how we can really relate with our soul, with our mind, with our physical needs, and so on and so forth. That creates an equilibrium. An unimaginary strength is also given through that equilibrium. However, if our major goal is our physical need, then basically we're excluding everything else. Our focus is on our physical need. We can reach success in that area too, but then that's a different definition of success, different definition for each of us what success is. There are people who enjoy that, achieving physical need, and that's it. They don't care about anything else because for them that is the main key element. But for me, you need those four elements. You need to radiate that form of harmony, internal harmony.
And when we feel, for example, demotivated, when we are in some situation that we don't feel the energy, maybe something happened that really you are empty, you feel empty, you feel lost, you feel that are unplugged from everything, or you you have, or you don't have, you feel that you don't have the energy to make the next step. uh, how we can, for your point of view, how we can reactivate ourselves. There is, what you think, there is some way that help us, you know, maybe external or internal, that can help us to, to take action and to, or to improve our action, to, what you suggest.
Absolutely. I believe that there are actions that one can take. Many, actually. One of the actions is if you don't feel motivated, to still sit there and just start doing it. It's like riding a bicycle. You don't feel like riding a bicycle, you're going to fall a couple of times, but then you're going to get the rhythm and then you're going to enjoy riding the bike. That's one of the examples one can do. The other is just do what makes you happy to get that positive flow going and to get that form of reassuring. Just to stop for a moment, take a deep breath, take 3 steps back, try to disconnect, try to really find an inner peace of harmony, to just get that steam off. Because if you're already overpressured, because you're already overpressured of not being able to move forward, you're already overstressing yourself that what's my next step? Why can I not do it? I can't. I already put so much energy. I can't. I'm still failing. I can't go forward. What can you do? You just sit down and, like what they said in Risky Business.
Yes,
But
yes,
the what the dot because can't
yes.
swear, but it starts with the F and
Yeah.
exactly. Just say it nice and out loud and just laugh, because don't overstress it. You can't overstress it. You overstress something, it's not going to be good. So much pressure on it, and you have to get rid of that pressure.
Yeah, but what do you think about this? Let's say also some routine that can facilitate your recharge your battery, because when you are, very really down, it can be also some physical consequences. Maybe, yeah, it's the body that makes some reaction. Maybe also
Absolutely.
we are
Absolutely.
sick, or we are really without energy because we worked too much, or that sometimes only a bad call, a bad talking with somebody, a sub from you, all your energy, and you feel empty, when you meet some vampire of
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
or
Vampire. The
something,
vampire of energy.
or
Exactly.
something happen, that you have some interaction with somebody that stole from you all your energy. It means that, what you think, can be, for example, some walking on the nature, one make my meditation, or
Absolutely.
something like to hear music. Can be something also that can
Absolutely.
help to.
Yes, absolutely. Meditation helps. Meditations helps absolutely, because that way you disconnect. You try to create that form of Zen, of really, as they say in Japanese, shanshin, which is the silence, just being in the focus of the moment, just getting rid of that noise, that mess in the head. Walking in nature, again, what you do, you're enjoying your moment out in nature and just connecting with nature, getting that flow going. Food is also another way which can make you happy if it's good, of course, but try not to get overweight, because then you'll be escaping of just eating. Because again, it's the point of, how do we recharge yourself? Are we running and escaping into constant recharge? Because that's also the other flip side of the coin, is that we have to find that imbalance, is that we go there, we recharge, and then we move forward. But if we if we find ourselves that we're constantly recharging and non-stop recharging because we're unable to move forward, then in that moment we have to understand one thing: then just leave what you're doing and do something else. Because if you're on the right path of what you want to do, you will always be recharged.
And what about to have some, for example, mentor or somebody that when you are in the moment that you are not able to see yourself from outside, in some way you are lost, somebody that you can talk, and
Absolutely.
probably one help from outside can yes, guide you and reactivate something to let you more aware about your situation at the moment.
No, I totally agree. Just like Alan Watts said, we have our eyes in our heads, thus we cannot look what's inside our heads or look ourselves in the face, but in the mirror. So yes,
Yeah.
definitely, mentors are a huge help. People who you look up to, who have experience, who can guide you as well, show you your weaknesses, where you can improve. Very, very important points. Very important. So yes, mentors, support definitely is a yes. Is a yes of a guidance.
Let me ask you this: do you had in your life some mentor that periodically you had or you have now some that let's say is a point your point of reference, that when you need you call or you share some moment together.
It's a yes or no. It's a
Ah,
yes. It's
this
a
is
yes or
Zen.
no.
This is
It's a
Zen,
yes or
eh?
no. Because I consider friends and also new friends mentors in any case, because we can always get inspired from them, we can always learn from them, and we can always get more feedback from them too. Because usually new friends or new mentors, in this case just like you have a different viewpoint. You see a different form, and you see something that, for example, older friends would not have noticed. So yes, definitely reference points, yes. Mentors, yes. New ones as well. But people who I talk time to time, or like a mentor who has been there from, let's say, 10 years ago or 15 years ago, no, I wouldn't say that. No, that's definitely no.
And
So
you suggest to people, for example, to searching for one mentor or looking
mentor,
around.
you feel the connectivity. So you can always feel, because for me, the definition of mentor is somebody who could inspire me, who could tell me points, weaknesses, but in a manner that are inspiring, not
Mhm.
degrading. Because many people use degradation as a form of motivation, which I think, in my opinion, is just bad. Do not degrade somebody, because it will take more work to build their self-esteem up than to positively create them and to move them in a different direction with positive results. Now, um, mentors, where can you find them? it's,
Huh, good question. You
it's,
know,
it's a,
if we use the Zen, the master arrive when you are ready. No, it's something like
yeah,
this. This quote, this proverb
absolutely.
means that probably yes, maybe you arrive in Budapest like me, that and here, is this Italian in Budapest, far away from the hometown, and maybe on the street, I can see, this is one. Maybe a
Exactly.
friend that organize a birthday, and maybe a one friend, that new friend that come, new friend that I met in the birthday, and he become a mentor.
Yeah,
There,
exactly.
there is a lot of stories.
Absolutely.
Depending what's happening in our life, it's important to have our eyes always open, and to the code, decide from that who this is a moment, a moment that is really is changed my life. It's something, this new connection, And what you think about to when you need to create the plan? Is interested to involve other person, or is only your, you need to be alone and you need to write down your plan? What do you think?
It's relative. It's really, really, really relative. And the reason why it's really relative is because if you are with a mentor who guides you, then it's easier to share a plan or to
Mm-hmm.
develop a plan together because you can get inspired, you can see different viewpoints, and you can further develop. If you are sharing a plan with other people who you might have known for a longer time, but you can't relate as a mentor because they have different viewpoints, they have different journeys or different segments in which they work in, that plan will not convey itself to them. They will find many different issues or many points in which they can, how should I put it, dissect it into small
Mm-hmm.
pieces.
Means, for example, let's say the mentor uh, is help you to open your doors. It's not don't give
Exactly.
you the information how to do what to do,
Exactly.
but if maybe through asking, that if you ask why, and the why, you need to answer to the why. You need to go more deep inside you. Means the I think if is external help, means somebody that stimulate you to look inside because the answer is inside you. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, the answer is inside us. I mean, we are the ones creating. We are the
Mm-hmm.
ones manifesting. We are the ones who want to achieve something and we want to go down the path. Sometimes we don't know exactly how that path is or what that little tiny fraction is needed to really kickstart our plan. But for that, we have to keep our eyes open, our ears open as well. As
Mm-hmm.
in, that maybe that external inspiration would just kick it and move
Mm-hmm.
forward. Mentor, yes. Mentor will guide you, but you're the one who has to move forward with the plan and have the clear vision of what you want. Because the moment you have other people's visions within your plan is not your plan anymore. That energy of that plan, which is supposed to be you, is then cut into pieces
Mm-hmm.
because you'll have energy from somebody else, and then it will not be the same. Cooking, let me give you an example of a perfect idea of cooking.
Yes.
You're making a nice risotto.
Yes.
You have the idea what type of risotto what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking somebody else, okay, but it should be like this and this. No, let's add a little bit of this. It'll make it better. Somebody else, add a little bit of that. It'll make it better. Third person, a little bit of that. At the end, you have so many elements within the risotto that it's gone from the core essence of what you wanted to convey.
Mm-hmm.
And not all of the flavors will work in harmony and synergy. Because then this idea or this flavor will contradict with this flavor or that idea. And then you'll be there trying to clear those mixes of ideas rather than staying with your core. And also every plan, when you start writing a plan, don't go and saying you're going to make a perfect plan for perfection. No, you're writing a plan and it is as perfect as it is at that moment because you made that plan at that moment. And then through
And
experience, you can enhance it.
yes, and let's move, this life plan from, let's say, business to relation, family, relation, to create a
Right.
family together with somebody. Uh, we need to write down the plan when we are to get, we met our partner, and the beginning is we talk together. We talk about which kind of future I can see. My vision is this and that. I like that. There is this kind of sharing together a common, let's say, idea of common vision or something like this. And it's the beginning, no? When we are before the wedding, before to go more deep, to create a family. And the beginning is a sharing about dreams, about vision of the future. But I think, we think that also in that moment we need to write a plan or not?
Well, actually, there are many people who do that.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes. Like for example, after 6 months, you have to get married, and you have to propose, and then after proposing, you have to get married, and then you have to have a car, and then this and that, or a house, and what. There are
really?
many. Yes, there are people. There are people. There are many people who like to have a clear-cut plan of achieving their goal of marriage. In many cases, yes. However, if you if it's if a relationship is based upon the plan, then that relationship is not built on unconditional love, but just
Aha.
expectations. so, so
Means that, what you think? Who organize everything, and in the life, before, no, the couple, that this is the plan, no, is 1 year that, no, we need to enjoy a lot, vacation, and after in 2 years the baby, and after this, after we need to make a new home, and this kind of plan is, what you think, is something that is useful for the relation or not?
it can be useful for a relationship as well. Yes and no. I mean, if you have a clear vision that yes, you're together, and depends, of course, on the age too. If you have a relationship at the age of 22, you want to get married at the age of 23, 24. There's some people who want yes, but they don't want to have a kid until they're 30. But then you can plan so many things, however life has its way. Because if you plan it that at the age of 27, I'm going to have children, but what if you can't? And you've been trying for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then what happens? And you have so much pressure on it because the plan failed that it blocks you, and it will ruin the relationship too. I mean, in a relationship, you have to enjoy that unconditional love. If you condition yourself so much, then it's not good. But you need to have a roadmap. Yes, a roadmap is good because it's just a roadmap, but it shouldn't be printed onto stone or carved into stone, if that's the way to say it. But it has to be something which you go with the flow. You feel it. If it's a partner there who is, we can call a soulmate, and there's harmony, there's really unconditional love, because love should be unconditional. At that point, you feel it. You feel the moment. Okay, let's have a kid now. Ready for it? Okay. The kid arrives. It arrives. But
Hmm.
the planning. Here comes the funny part. Here comes the twist. Is, if that's the case, do we consider the factors, financial factors,
Yeah.
external family factors, or also different situation factors of crisis situations that can occur in a relationship? In any case, so you can't calculate those factors in. They can
is
occur.
a is a complex situation because we are like a relation, or like the cloud, like the weather. No, if there is too much, let's say, factor, external factor,
Mhm.
internal factor, that you need to adapt yourself at the situation. And this is the reason why probably communication is very important, because it's important that don't hide inside some ideas or some expectation or some,
Absolutely.
probably uh, make some interpretation, making some interpretation that something, probably she or he want to do this, what you do maybe means this, but you don't talk, no, only you interpret only the action, but you don't talk, means that probably also this can, what I can say, create some kind of misunderstanding, and create something that maybe is a dam that in the future, is something like a report that you receive, that this day, that you told me this and that, this and this was not on the plan, and we decided to 3 years ago that today we need to do something, and something like this, but we are dynamic, we are in this complex environment, no, what you think?
Absolutely. I mean, if you have those conditions set up, sure. But again, it's important to understand how we look at it. If
Mhm.
somebody says but does no action, then everything is already screwed in that sense. That's why, for me, many times over, I always related to business as a form of relationship. because you have to be in harmony with one another. You have to take the actions. You have to commit. Here comes the most important word, commitment. Commitment of what? Being good, being happy, of fulfilling each other's love, being there for each other. Same thing with a business. You got to commit to it. And there can be external factors, sure. But did you do enough to meet those goals? Did you do actions to meet those goals? Or you didn't? Or it doesn't matter. You failed. Who cares about if you tried or not? So it is complex because it's our human nature to be complex. But again, if you're already in a relationship where everything is conditioned from the beginning, then it is something which somebody has to look inside of themselves and say, do I really want this? Why do I want this?
Okay, let's make only one little survey with our friends here that with a raising hands. No, but raising hands to plan yes of a relationship or plan no. You know, if you raise the hand, means the is a no need plan in the relationship. You know, who raise the hand means that no plan on the relationship. That you can vote now means that we are all the person we want to. I want to see. Raise your hands if no need plan in the relationship. Means that all our friends here is agree that we need to write down a plan in the relation because no one raise the hand. Come on, we can be involved in one business, no? A business model, how to develop a strategic plan in the relationship can be very successful. I think this kind of work, this kind of activity. Okay, interesting. And yes, not to write it down, but yes to agree till certain points. Aha, Irene, good point. Do you want to also to share this thought with us? Because she wrote in chat. Okay. Fantastic. Irene, jump inside and because really is a topic that only men talk each other is not enough. You need that to have some point of view also from other perspective. Ciao Irene.
Ciao.
Good to see you. Ciao. I like your smile. Your smile is unbelievable.
And my point of view on this topic is that you don't have to write it down, but you have to be sure that you are on the same page, because there are choices that might be too important to make a compromise about it. I don't know, if some life choices, and I think it needs to be really stated clearly and openly in a relationship what you don't want to compromise for the relationship itself.
Yeah, but you don't think that if we fix on the paper something, you are more safe? You don't think so?
I don't believe that paper works, because think about marriage. That's a paper.
Good point.
I think it's more important to talk about it, to share it, and then to see if the other person is really on board with it. And then maybe you can change your mind. You need to be honest and talk about it again.
Means that for you is important to record all the talking and to maintain all the audio message of WhatsApp what you told, because you have the proof.
If it's important for me, I will remember about it. No need to record the conversation about your future with the person you want to share it with. What do you think?
Yeah, believe me. You know what? For your point of view, what do you see around now? You know, there is more. Let's say in the new relation that you see around your friends. what you say. You see there is clarity in the relation. There is this dynamic talking each other. What you which experience do you have?
For other people's relationship, but some of my friends have so many point of uncertainty that they have to talk about it, and it's difficult because they can't be sure. I don't know, because there are external factors, and they can't just for example, about visa. If you don't have a visa to live in a country, then you cannot make that choice. But maybe you will get that visa so you can stay with the person you say you love. So it's I see a lot of unstable situations that are also connected to the unstable external factors, not just do I love you, yes or not.
Yes, life is complex for sure, and but you don't think that the final answer is always love?
I don't know. Because I don't know where is the balance between the love for the other person and the love for yourself. No idea about it. So I don't know if you will love a person so much that you will change your mind about some topics or some life choices. I don't really know. Maybe I don't know.
Means that is a continuous learning about and make interpretation what's happened. Yeah, and what you think how strong is the external influence in the relationship? You know that you are together with somebody. For example, imagine there is a situation that you're together with somebody that you love a lot, but for example, from the family, no, is not accepted, something like this.
I believe there is, but I think that if you are very self-aware and you are focusing, as Alessandro said before, if you are focusing on the fact that that's your life, that's your game you are playing, and not your parents' game or any other game, then you are more strong to avoid to listen to the external pressure. But yes, there is in societies many rules also are governmental about relationships. If you are in some kind of relationship, you cannot adopt a baby. If you are in a heterosexual marriage, you can. So this is, for example, an external influence, and or I don't know. There are many other in between, I guess.
Means that for sure, no plan. We need to live the moment and to be in balance internally and with the other person to create together one amazing experience of existence. No, something like this.
I don't want to write a plan, but I think it's important to talk about what the plan in your mind is, because you don't want to be in disguise. I don't know how to say that. To pretend that you want something different, or to make the other person believe that you have other beliefs. So to avoid any misunderstanding, you can speak about your kind of plan, and then you will see.
Yes, and we are in our journey, in our life. Also, we change. No, we are different. Means I look for myself. For example, I was totally different 15 years ago. Before to arrive here in Hungary, I was totally different. And 10 years before, look, I really this rewind of life, this experience. I made this experience 2 weeks ago because I received one interview from a person, and I need to summarize my life in 5 minutes. And I saw that in my life there is cycle, no? There is and the average of the cycle are 10 years. I'm totally different in vision or in goal or yes, in how I feel the reality or I felt the reality. Every 10 years I changed, no, as I changed drastically the life. Means that yes, I totally agree with you. We need also really to talk a lot because we are not the same, always the same. Oh, I think with modern relationship, okay. Franci, can, can 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 you also jump inside because I'm old and I need to read a lot here and I like to hear your voice. Are you open to jump inside and tell us your point of view? And really, and we are proud if you also join the conversation live. Are you open to that? I let you to transform you in a panelist. Sure, but okay, don't worry. Yes, yes. Only to really today the voice is a no. There is this clubhouse, this app that is only voice and becomes super powerful and successful. Thank you for accept this moment. Okay, but really with the voice is better because also you can transmit your emotion. Is totally I okay. Thank you for joining us. Really, as I appreciate.
Yeah.
And can you tell us your point of view about the relation, or some what you think of story, your experience?
I definitely think that, like I said, that there tends to be a lot of uncertainty with modern relationships, and I think that this is simply because people don't actually sit down and write down what they actually want in their relationship. So while I can agree with Irene that it is important for people to sit down and have these conversations, I also think that we need to look at this from a practical perspective. And I believe that if you write down what the goals are that you not necessarily want to achieve within the relationship, but if you are heading in the same directions, because as you've mentioned, you're not the same person that you were 15 years ago. I guess as we grow older, our values change to some degree. What we want to achieve in life changes, and the exact same thing can happen with our partners. And if we don't have a set goal of what it is that we want to achieve within the relationship and outside externally, then that might cause, I guess, conflicts down the line.
Good, it's a good thought. And sorry, and through your experience, you can see that the people are more and more following this point of view, or are more lost today.
No, I no, I think with a lot of people it's more so of a case of we'll just go into this relationship and we'll see how it goes. And I guess for a lot of people that's fantastic. But I grew up with a scientist as my father, and I'm just one of those people that I'd much rather know absolutely. Not that I'm a bit pedantic, I can be, but I'd like to know exactly where things are headed, because I don't want to waste my time, um, and I don't want to waste my resources. And when you are in a relationship, you are actually you're spending your energy with this particular person, you're spending your resources with this person, and you want to ensure that you're making a great investment because the relationship is essentially an investment in a sense. So, am I getting something out of it? I have to be able to determine that from the get-go.
Means that it's important to be really realistic and practical because otherwise,
Yes.
sooner or later, we a walk problem come and the castle can falling down. It can be beautiful gold castle, but without the basement, and yeah, it's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
And through your to your life now, you are in the what you can say. You apply this way in your relation on your or your, I don't know if now is you are a relation or you are looking around, or what do you think that for sure?
I'm looking around. I've generally tried to apply this to most of my relationships
Uh-huh.
because I do find that a lot of the times when you find when you ask someone like, what are your actual what do you want to achieve in life, and a lot of the times they'll give you like a rough estimate of what it is that they
Hmm.
want to achieve, um, but when you ask them in terms of, okay, like the other areas of your life, because
Hmm.
as we're reading in the book, there it's your life has many different layers, I guess, but I find that I kind of get turned off the
Hmm.
moment that I'm having a conversation with someone that has absolutely no
Hmm.
plan uh, for their lives and no plan for where they see themselves in a couple of years' time. For me, that is um, it's the biggest red flag.
Hmm.
Um, just not having not necessarily, I don't need a concrete plan, but I need to know that you are willing to go from point A to point
Hmm.
B and what you are doing um, to get there, and not necessarily what I can do to assist you to get there.
Hmm.
No, I think that the life journey should be a personal one, but at the same time, if you're in a relationship, your partner can help you in some regard. But overall, I find that a lot of people just, specifically nowadays, and it's across a lot of age groups, that there is no plan. It's just
Means
living
that,
and seeing what will
yeah,
happen, and that's scary.
yeah, it's a, for sure is a test to understand the character of the person, because in this way, through, okay, this conversation and talking about more deeply, about the future, about the plan, you can see the character of the person, and because of course you invest
Mm-hmm.
your life in this relation, means that is a, like I wrote on the book, is the more important match that you have. Your life means that is very important to be together with somebody that match exactly together the same vision, and of course, and
Exactly.
if you see there is a, he have a strong character, means that he have the attitude to see in that direction, the future, and and also is not only blah blah, but is also is taking action. You prove that is there, when you need. I think that is, yes, this is the right partner to invest, that you told before, is one investment together each other for the future of life. No?
Yes, yes. I think that actions, like you mentioned, actions speak louder than words, and
Yes,
it's
yes.
you can't necessarily tell if someone is who they say they are from the very first conversation, but over time, you will basically figure out if this person is being honest and authentic through their actions. So yes, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you for your idea, and support this conversation, because of course now it's also more complete from also other perspectives. And yes, there is other person that want to jump inside from the attendee to integrate this very interesting conversation. It's only to put the button, raise your hands, and that's all. And the magic appear. No, that action. We just spoke about action. No, action is very important. Means that only one click, and we open another timeline of life. Okay, looks like no. Uh, Alessandro, Irene, some other integration about this good conversation about our life plan, because I need to be in hurry to write my plan, because like Frenchy told us that we need the action make the difference. If I talk now, but if don't do nothing, I'm not a good example. And a good leader need to be the first line to give the example. And tomorrow maybe I need to show you all my plan, all these, this paper with this situation. Okay, this is plan A, plan B. There is always a plan B because who knows what's happened, and to see the future. Do you trade some ideas, Alessandro?
I totally agree. I mean, common ground is very important. Common beliefs, common values are important because, in any case, with business or with a relationship, and to have those synergies there are major building blocks. Because if you don't have common values or common or common dreams, if I want to live on the beach, and have a little hotel there just for the hell of it, because I would feel complete there, but my partner wouldn't, then again, as it was said before, two different visions, two different directions. So
Yeah.
The common ground is important.
I can tell you something. I ask you if, because it comes in my mind one idea in this direction. A lot depending also on you in the relation, how you, let me use this word, sell yourself, because if you sell yourself in one way, like a one object, the other person you, use you like a one object, because depending how you promote yourself, how you show yourself, or if only you show one mask and not the real you, it's important how you show yourself, how you communicate, how you open, in which way you are open, not to the other. I know that it is not easy because when you open 100% all your you to the other person, you feel that you are without protection. The other person can use everything. But of course, the other way, if you sell yourself like an object, let's say pretty object, of course, the other side choose you because you are an object. Something like this. What do you think about this?
I would say then you're selling an illusion because then you're not selling who you are, but you're selling what they want to see, or they fall into that trap. And the more they get to know you, the more they would get detached from you because it's not you. It's like having a line which will just break and go into different direction. Now, also giving yourself at 100%. When you are yourself at 100%, the person either falls in love with you because you are who you are, or you're not. And through that, you do build synergies, sure, but there's so much in us from experience, our life story, that we cannot give out 100% right away because many people won't understand it. It's not that you become vulnerable. It's the fact of miscommunication can occur. And miscommunication because they don't know you right away. They might misinterpret it. Let's say if you're a very kind person and you give out your kindness at 100%, striving also to just with some small things, kindness, objects, whatever, just gestures. Other people might think it's too much or they don't know what's behind it. However, you're 100% genuine like that because you don't expect anything behind. You don't expect anything in return. But that's who you are. It can be weird in many cases. This is just one example out of many that one can give. But in my opinion, be yourself at 100%. If you sell yourself as an object, forget it. What's the point? You're just going on to wild goose chases. Unless that's your point, is to, for men, womanize, and for women to manize in that sense. And then see how it goes. But selling yourself as an object, you are yourself, not, I would be very harsh to say a product, but we can say we are who we are. We have these attributes. This is who we are. At the end, that's how people are looking at us. But if we were to sell us as a form of an illusion, forget it. It's not going to be good. It's just going to have a bad ending.
And if you are yourself, you are honest and you present yourself the right way who you are, but the other person idealize you with another idea. You know, he have one idea of you that is not you. You know, that he imagine that you are this kind of person. You know that.
Right.
What you think? What you think? We need to you know, to demolish this idealization or not?
This form of idealization, I would say, is seriously it's a bit hard to say. I mean, what would Irina say to this? Demolish an idealization. I mean, I'm curious on her opinion as well, because we have to also look at the women's point of view.
Because imagine that, Irene.
Sorry, but I don't like to talk about women's point of view and men's point of view. I guess it's people points of view.
Yes.
Well, why not? Because, I mean, we men, we think differently. We have a different mindset. And it can be politically incorrect by saying men's and women's in today's society. But for me, I grew up as in men are men, women are women. And I'm trying to be sexist that women have to be at home and cook. But there's also a feminine side which men don't have. And that perspective or that point of view, energetically too, is important. How that's conveyed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand your point of view. Yes, I really struggle to identify some so strong differences in that. But if you say there are, I will not be able to change your mind.
No, I'm curious. I'm just curious because when I say that, if we were to say there's just people's points of view, men and women's being equal, then that's about equality, sure. But
no, I don't think that most of the decisions we do are based of are so connected with our genetics or bodies necessarily. So if you are talking about relationship, for example, I have male friends that want to be a housewife and or that want to have babies, and female friends that are not interested in being mom, or so I can't see how biology needs to have such a big importance when we discuss about life choices and relationship. So just because we have different bodies, I don't think we have different mindset.
Then what about social pressure? Because for women, there's such a huge pressure getting married around the age of 30, under age of 30, having children by the age of 30 because they have a biological clock, if you want to call it that. Extremist point of view, but we can call it like that too. I mean, I remember from my past relationships from really, really back in the day, planning. I want to have kids, I want to have this, I want to because reference of I'm a woman, and because I have a biological ticking clock, and because it is expected because I'm a woman. So that is why that's why I'm curious as to understand that if we were to going back to the question of giving ourselves 100% of the package as we are and everything else, and these factors also play with it, or not, or how do we see it?
Yes, but I have friends that even if they are male, they have parents that want them to have kids so that they can become grandparents. And it's the same pressure that I have on myself. Even So though I am a woman, but we have the same grandparents' pressure on us. Or yes, you're right. Women have biological like clock. But I also know men that at least the two really good friends of mine, that when they turned 30, they were already freaking out that they wanted kids. And I am full of women friends that are over 40s, and they are completely okay with not feeling any internal pressure. So yes, there is external pressure on everybody, I guess, for different things. Like if you are a man and you don't talk about women in a certain ways, or if you don't like women, or if you act like a woman, what does it even mean? I don't want to know. But they have also this pressure. If I cry, it's more acceptable than if you cry. So it's different kind of social pressure that, of course, I'm aware that are different if based on the sex and the gender of the person that they are upon. But I don't think that they are the reason why we act differently. I don't think that we can say women act like that or men think like that. I think that we can say that there are some gender rules or stereotypes or pressure connected with gender. Yes, of course. And a lot of discrimination, legal law, also in the work side, a lot of different laws. If we have a baby, I can get a year off from my job. You cannot, but we had the baby together. So yes, there are a lot of difference based on the sex, but I don't think they apply. They are so connected with us, with our mindset, but I think they are more connected with just the social construction that is around us and works for both sides, if we can talk about two groups. So,
cool. I like this Irene Alessandro, talking. I like this because we need this, no? That I don't want to be the center. This is the way of the tic-tac-toe, Yeah, we need this kind of transversal communication. I like so much, and yes, what I can say, we can discover more also in the next tic-tac-toe, especially I waiting also some good suggest, from you about the next topic of the future, because if some topic are very more, let's say, hot, more interesting to talk, really, I'm here, to give opportunities to go more deep, because of course, also through this conversation, I start to be more contaminated, of course, with your thoughts, and start to analyze also from my side, my point of view, of course, my life. We need to use good, absolutely. Well, 1 hour and a half. I think that was another good and amazing tic-tac-toe. Thank you so much for everybody. And yes, and I really appreciate, because this Alessandro, Irene, Franci, you also I can feel your fire, no? That you have this inside that exactly when you open to the world, yes, amazing energy, and let's continue to share our feelings and our thoughts to in the direction to be more aware, because always understanding also the other perspectives, to be open to see also from the other point of view, we can be only better and better day by day. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Thank
see you
you.
soon. See you
Take
soon.
care.
Big kiss. Take care of you. Ciao. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.